remedies in our hearts and evenly in the heart of the animals that we call the universe. Interview with Nikola Tesla at 1899. Once in 1899, Nikola Tesla had an interview with a certain journalist John Smith when Tesla said, "Everything is the light." It is a right
Tesla,
question,
you
Mr.
have gained
Smith,
the
and I
glory
will try
of
to
the
give
man
you the
who
right
got
answer to it.
involved in the cosmic processes. Who are you, Mr. Tesla? Some say you are from the country of Croatia, from the area called Lika, where together with people are
All
growing
is true.
trees,
I'm proud
rocks,
of my
and
Serbian
starry
origin
sky.
and my
They
Croatian
say
homeland.
that your home village is named after the mountain flowers, and that the house where you were born is next to the forest and the church. Futurists say that the 20th and 21st century was born in head of Nikola Tesla. They celebrate conversely magnetic field and sing hymns to induction engine. Their creator was called the hunter who caught the light in his net from the depths of the earth, and the warrior who captured fire from heaven. Father of alternating current will make the physics and chemistry dominate half the world. Industry will proclaim him as the supreme saint, a banker of the largest benefactor
Yes,
in the
these are
laboratory
some of my
Nikola
most
Tesla
important
for the
discoveries.
first
I
time
am a
is
defeated
broken
man.
an
I
atom.
have not
Davis
accomplished the
created
greatest
a
thing I
weapon
could.
that causes earthquake
I wanted to
vibration.
illuminate
There
the whole
are
earth. There is
cosmic
enough
rays.
electricity
Five
to become a
races
second
will
sun.
pray to
Light
him
will
in the
appear
temple of
around the equator
future,
as a ring
because
around
they have
Saturn.
a great
Mankind
secret
isn't ready
that
for the
elevates
great and
elements
good.
can
In
be
Colorado
watered
Springs,
with the
I
light
soak the
forces
earth
from
by
the
electricity.
ether.
Also, we can water the other energy, such as positive mental energy. They are in the music of Bach, Mozart, or in the verses of the greatest poets.
What
In
is
the
it,
earth's
Mr.
interior,
Tesla?
there are energies of joy, peace, and love. Their expressions are in the flower that grows from earth, the food we get out of her, and everything that makes man homeless. I've spent years looking for the way that this energy could influence people. The beauty and the scent of roses can be used as medicine, and the sun rays as food. Life has an infinite number of forms, and the duty of scientists is to find them in every form of matter. Three things are essential in this. All that I do is a search for them. I know I will not find them, but I will not give up on them. One issue is food. What a stellar terrestrial energy to feed the hungry on earth. With what wine water all thirsty so that they can cheer in their heart and understand that they are gods. Another thing is to destroy the evil, power and suffering in which man's life passes. They sometimes occur as an epidemic in the depth of space. In this century, the disease had spread from earth in the universe. The third thing is there an excess of light in the universe? I discovered a star that by all the astronomical and mathematical laws could disappear, and that nothing seems to be modified. This star is in this galaxy. It's like an occur in such density that fits into a sphere smaller than an apple and heavier than our solar system. Religions and philosophies teach that man can become the Christ, Buddha or Zoroaster. What I'm trying to prove is wilder and almost unattainable. This is what to do in the universe, so every being is born as Christ, Buddha or Zoroaster. I know that gravity is prone to everything you need to fly, and my intention is not to make flying devices, aircraft or missiles, but each individual to regain consciousness on his own wings. Further, I am trying to wake up the energy contained in the air. There are the main sources of energy. What is considered as empty space is just a manifestation of matter that is not awakened. Not empty space on this planet nor in the universe. In black holes, what astronomers talk about are the most powerful sources of energy and light. A man must be sentimental towards the birds. This is because of their wings. Humans had them once. They are real and visible. You have not stopped flying since those distant days in Smiljan. I wanted to fly from the roof and I fell. Children's calculation could be wrong. Remember, the youth wings have everything in life. Yes, I did not. There are two views, a lot of affection or not at all. The center serves to rejuvenate human race. Women, for certain people, nurtures and strengthens its vitality and spirit. Being single does the same to other people. I choose the second path.
On the window of your room in Hotel Baldur's Astoria, on the 33rd
First
floor,
was
every
energy,
morning the
then
birds
matter.
arrive.
Exactly. Matter is created from the original and eternal energy that we know as light, and there have been appearing stars, the planets, man, and everything on Earth in the universe. Matter is an expression of infinite
Have you
forms
ever
of
married?
light,
It's
because
not known
energy
that
is
you have
older
an
than it.
affection
There are
for
four
love
laws
for a
of
woman.
creation.
Photos
The first
from
is
your
that the
youth show
source
you
of
were
all
a handsome
baffling
man.
dark plot that the mind cannot conceive or mathematics measure. In that plot fit the whole universe. The second law is spreading a darkness, which is the true nature of light. The third law is the necessity of the light to become a matter of light. The fourth law is no beginning and no end. The three
Your
previous
admirers
laws
are
always take
complaining
place
that you are
and the
attacking
creation is
relativity.
eternal.
The strange is your assertion that the matter has no energy. Everything is imbued with energy. Where is it?
Remember, it is not curved space, but human mind
Mr.
which
Tesla,
cannot
it's like when you
comprehend
said
infinity
that
and
you were
eternity.
born
If
by your
relativity
father
has been clearly
and not on you.
understood by its creator, he will
What
gain
about the birth
immortality,
of the
even
universe?
yet physically, if he is pleased. I am part of a light, and it is the music. The light fills my six senses. I see, hear, feel, smell, touch, and think. Thinking of it means my sixth sense. Particles of light are written out. A bolt of lighting can be an entire sonata. 1,000 balls of lightings is a concert. For this concert, I have created a ball lighting, which can be heard on the icy peaks of the Himalayas. About Pythagoras and mathematics, a scientist may not and must not infringe of these two. Numbers and equations are signs that mark the music of the spheres. If Einstein had heard these sounds, he would not create the theories of relativity. These sounds are the message to the mind that life has a meaning, that the universe exists in perfect harmony, and its beauty is the cause and effect of creation. This music is the
In the
eternal
hostility
cycle
to
of
the theory
stellar
of
heavens.
relativity,
The
you
smallest
go so far
star
that
has
you hold
completed
lectures
composition and
against its
also part
creator
of the
at your
celestial
birthday
symphony.
parties.
The man's heartbeats are part of the symphony on earth. Newton learned that the secret is in the geometric arrangement and motion of the celestial bodies. He recognized that the supreme law of harmony exists in the universe. The curved space is chaos. Chaos is not music. Einstein is the messenger of the time of sound and fury. I hear it all the time. My spiritual ear is as big as the sky we see above us. My natural ear I increase by the radar. According to the theory of relativity, two parallel lines will meet in infinity. By that, Einstein curve will straighten. Once created, the sound lasts forever. For a man it can vanish, but continues to exist in the silence that is a man's greatest power. No, I have nothing against Mr. Einstein. He is a kind person and has done many good things, some of which will become part of the music. I will write to him and try to explain that the ether exists and that its particles are what keep the universe in harmony and life in eternity. I have 10 of them. Keep good records, vigilant. The first requirement is a high awareness of its mission and work to be done. It must, if only dimly, exist in the early days. Let us not be falsely modest. Oak knows it is an oak tree, a bush beside him being a bush. When I was 12, I had been sure I will get to the Niagara Falls. For most of my discoveries, I knew in my childhood that I will achieve them. Although not entirely apparent, the second condition to adapt is determination. All that I might, I finished. Guidance for all the vital and spiritual energies in labor. Therefore, purification of the many effects and needs that
Mr.
man has.
Tesla,
I
do you
therefore
hear
have
that
not
music?
lost anything, but just gained. So I enjoy it every day and night. Write down. Nikola Tesla was a happy man. The fourth requirement is to adjust the physical assembly with a work. First, the maintenance of assembly. Man's body is a perfect machine. What do you mean, Mr. Tesla? First, the maintenance of the assembly. Man's body is a perfect machine. I know my circuit and what's good for him. Food, what nearly all people eat, to me it is harmfully and dangerous. Sometimes I visualize that chefs in the world are in a conspiracy against me. Touch my hand. Yes, bloodstream can be controlled and many processes in around us. Why are you frightened, young man? The word Lucifer is
Tell
more
me,
charming.
please, under
Mr.
what
Twain liked to joke.
conditions
As a child I
angels
was
abode on
hindered
the earth?
once by reading his books. When we met here and told him about, he was
I
so
would
touched
recommend
that
all
he
your
cried.
work,
We
dear
became
Mr.
friends
Tesla.
and he often came to my lab. Once he requested to show him a machine that by vibration provokes a feeling of bliss. It was one of those inventions for entertainment, what I sometimes like to do. I warned Mr. Twain as not to remain under this vibration. He did not listen and stayed longer. It ended by being like a rocket holding pants darted into a certain room. It was diabolically funny, but I kept it serious. But to adjust the physical circuit in addition to food, dream is very important. From a long and exhausting
What
work,
is the
which
third
is
condition
required
of
superhuman
adjustment, Mr.
effort,
Tesla?
after 1 hour of sleep I'll be fully recovered. I gained the ability to manage sleep, to fall asleep and wake up in the time which I have designated. If I do something what I do not understand, I force myself to think about it in my dreams, and thus find a solution. The fifth condition of adjustment is memory. Perhaps in the most people, the brain is keeper of knowledge about the world and knowledge gained through the life. My brain is engaged in more important things than remembering. It is picking what is required at a given moment. This is all around us. It should only be consumed. Everything that we once saw, hear, read and learn accompanies us in the form of light particles. To me, these particles are obedient and faithful. Goethe Faust, my favorite book, I learned by heart in German as a student, and now it can all recite. I held my inventions for years in my head, and only then I realized them. I might have to thank visualization for all that I invented. The events of my life and my invention are real in front of my eyes, visible as each occurrence. In my youth, I was frightened of not knowing what it is, but later I learned to use this power as an exceptional talent and gift. I nurtured it and jealously guarded. I also made corrections by visualization on most of my inventions and finished them that way. By visualization, I mentally solve complex mathematical equations. For that gift I have, I will receive rank High Lama in Tibet. My eyesight and hearing are perfect and, dare to say, stronger than other people. I hear the thunder of 150 miles away and I see colors in the sky that others cannot see. This enlargement of vision and hearing I had as a child. Later, I consciously developed it. Yes, it is often the result of lack of exhaustion or vital force, but often the purification of mind and body from the toxins that I have accumulated. It is necessary that a man suffers from time to time. The source of most disease is in the spirit, therefore the spirit can cure most of diseases. As a student I got sick of cholera, which raged in the region of Lika. I was cured because my father finally allowed me to study technology, which was my life. Illusion for me was not a disease, but the mind's ability to penetrate beyond the 3 dimensions of the earth. I had them all my life, and I have received them as all other phenomena around us. Once in childhood, I was walking along the river with my uncle, and said, "From the water will appear the throw. I will throw a stone, and it is a cut." And that's what happened. Frightened and amazed, my uncle cried, "Vade retro, Satan." He was uneducated and he spoke in Latin. I was in Paris when I saw my mother's death. In the sky full of light and music floated a wonderful creature. One of them had a mother's character who was looking at me with infinite love. As the vision disappeared, I knew that my mother died. The knowledge of how mental and vital energy transform into what we want and achieve control over all feeling. Hindus call it Kundalini Yoga. This knowledge can be learned. For some, they need many years of study, or for others, it's acquired by birth. The most of them I acquired by birth. They are in the closest connection with a sexual energy that is the most widespread energy in the universe. The woman is the biggest thief of that energy and thus the spiritual power. I always knew that, and I was alert. Of myself I created what I wanted, a thoughtful and spiritual machine. Do everything that any day, any moment possible, not to forget who we are and why we are on earth. Extraordinary people who are struggling with illness, privation, or society which hurts them with its stupidity, persecution, and other problems which the country is full of swamps with insects, leaves behind unclaimed until the end of the world. There are many fallen angels on earth. What is the 10th adoption? It is the most important, right, that Mr. Tesla played. He played the whole of his life and enjoyed it. Yes, dear boy, I have so loved to play with electricity. I always cringe when I hear about the one also the great who stole fire. A terrible story about studying an eagle's peck at his liver. Did Zeus did not have enough lightning and thunder and was damaged for one fervor? There is some misunderstanding. Lightning are the most beautiful toys that can be found. Do not forget that in your text stand out. Nikola Tesla was the first man who discovered lightning. Am I? This is the same. You could write this. He dared to take upon himself the prerogatives of Indri, Zeus and Peron. Imagine one of these gods in black evening suit with the bowler hat and wearing white cotton glove, preparing lightning, fires and earthquakes to the New York City elite. Dear Mr. Smith, the trouble is that the people are too serious. If they were not, they would be happier and much longer they would live. Chinese proverb says that the seriousness reduces life. Visiting the in Taipei guessed that he visited the Imperial Palace, but for the newspaper readers will not frown. Let's get back to things they consider important. Life is a rhythm that must be comprehended. I feel the rhythm and direct on it and pamper in it. It was very grateful and gave me the knowledge I have. Everything that lives is related to a deep and wonderful relationship. Man and the stars, amoebas and the sun, the heart and the circulation of infinite number of worlds. These ties are unbreakable. They can be tamed and forced to create new relationships in the world, and that does not violate the old. Knowledge comes from space. Our vision is most perfect set. We have two eyes, the earthly and the spirit. It is recommended that it become one eye. Universe is alive in all its manifestations, like a thinking animal. Stone is a thinking and sentient being, such as a plant, beast, and man. A star that shines asked to look at, and if we were not sizable, self-absorbed, we would understand its language and message. His breathing, his eyes, his ears of the man must comply with breathing, eyes, and ear of the universe. This means that there is a general knowledge and truth that the man has always possessed. In my feeling and experience, the universe has only one substance and one supreme energy with an infinite number of manifestations of life. The best thing is that the discovery of a secret nature reveals the other. One cannot hide. They are around us, but we are blind and deaf to them. If we emotionally tie ourselves to them, they come to us themselves. There are a lot of apples, but Newton, there is only one. He asked for just one apple that fell in front of him. There was light, endless source from which points out material and distributes it in all forms that represent the universe and the earth with all the aspects of life. Black is the true face of light, only we do not see it. It is remarkable grace to man and other creatures. One of its particles possesses light, thermal, nuclear radiation, chemical, mechanical, and unidentified energy. It has the power to run the earth with its own orbit. It is true Archimedean lever. Electricity I am, or if you wish, I am the electricity in the human form. You are electricity too, Mr. Smith, but you do not realize it.
Readers love the humor of our paper, but you confuse me stating
Imagine
that
a gardener who is attacked by herbs. This would be indeed crazy. Man's body and brain are made from a large amount of energy. In me there is the majority of electricity. Energy that is different in everyone is what makes the human I or soul. For other creatures, to their essence, soul of the plant is the soul of the minerals and animals. Brain function and death is manifested in light. My eyes in youth were black, now blue. And as time goes on and strain the brain gets stronger, they will be closer to white. White is the color of heaven. Through my window, one morning, landed a white dove, which I fed. She wanted to bring me a word that she was dying. From her eyes, light jets were coming out. Never in the eyes of any creature had I not seen so much light as in that vision. It is the physics discharge or a warning to be alert. The light was always on my side. Do you know how I discovered the rotating magnetic field and induction motor, which made me become famous when I was 26? One summer evening in Budapest, I watched with my friends Gym sunset. Thousands of fire was turning around in thousands of flaming colors. I remembered Faust and recited his verses, and then, as in a fog, I saw a spinning magnetic field and induction motor. I saw them in the sun. I talk with the lightning and thunder. Mostly my native language. It has the words and sounds, especially in poetry, what is suitable for it.
I hear Buddhist texts, words, or Taoist parasulsusa.
The sound does not exist only in the thunder and lightning, but in the transformation into the brightness and the color. A color can be heard. Language is the words, which means that it is from the sounds and colors. Every thunder and lightning are different and have their names. I call some of them by the names of those who were close in my life, or by those whom I admire. In the sky, brightness and thunder live my mother, sister, brother Dane, a poet, Jovan Jovanovic, and other persons of Serbian history. Name such as Isaiah, Ezekiel, Leonardo, Beethoven, Goya, Faraday, Pushkin, and all burning fires, mark shoals and tangos of lightning and thunder, which does not stop all night bringing to the earth precious rain and burning trees or village. There is a lightning and thunder, and they are the brightest and most powerful that will not vanish. They are coming back, and I recognize them among the thousand. William Blake was taught that the universe was born from the imagination, that it maintained and it will exist as long as there is a last man on the earth. With it was a wheel to which astronomers can collect the stars of the galaxy. It is the creative energy identical to the light energy. It gives birth to life. I have fed my thought. I have learned to control emotion, dreams and vision. I have always cherished as I nurtured my enthusiasm. All my long life I spent ecstasy. That was the source of my happiness. It helped me during all these years bear with my work. That was enough for 5 lives. The best is to work at night because the stellar light and close bound. Why would you need to understand Mr. Smith? Suffice is to believe it. Everything is light. In one its ray is the fate of nation. Each nation has its own ray in what great light source we see as the sun. And remember, no one was there, did not die. They transformed into the light, and such exists still. The secret lies in the fact that the light particles restore their original state. This is resurrection. I prefer to call it return to a previous energy. Christ and several others knew the secret. I am searching how to preserve human energy. It is forms of light, sometimes straight like heavenly light. I have not looked for it for my own sake, but for the good for all. I believe that my discoveries make people's life easier and more bearable, and channel them to spirituality and morality.
In your lab speak about flashes of light.
Not quite, because the first feature of the energy is that it transforms. It is in perpetual transformation, as clouds of Taoists. But it is possible to leverage the fact that man preserves consciousness after the earthly life. In every corner of the universe exists energy of life. One of them is immortality. whose origin is outside of man, waiting for him. The universe is spiritual. We are only half that way. The universe is more moral than us, because we don't know his nature and how to harmonize our lives with it. I'm not a scientist. Science is perhaps the most convenient way to find the answer to that question that always haunts me, and which my days and nights turned into fire.
Photoservice tell us that
How
at
are
the
your
time
eyes
of lighting,
brightened? What I
you
wanted to know is,
isolate
what
into the
happens to
room
a falling
and
star
follow
as the sun
yourself.
goes out? Stars fall like dust or seed in this or
With them,
into
what
another world,
language,
and the sun
Mr.
be
Tesla?
scattered in our minds, in the light of many veins that will be reborn as a new light, or cosmic wind scattered in infinity. I understand
Readers
that
of
this
our
is
magazine
necessarily
will be
included
very
in the
grateful
structure
if
of
you
the
would
universe. The thing
interpret
is, though,
that.
is that one of these stars and one of these suns, even the smallest, preserved? When a man becomes concussed that his highest goal must be to run for a shooting star and tries to capture it, shall understand that his life was given to be him because of this and will be saved, that will eventually be capable to catch. The Creator will love and say, it fall only that you chase her and grab her. No, because we are on Earth. It is an illness whose existence the vast majority of people are not aware of. Hence, many other illnesses, suffering, evil, misery, wars, and everything else what makes human life an absurd and horrible condition. This disease cannot be completely cured, but awareness can make it less complicated and hazardous. Whenever one of my close and dear people were hurt, I felt physical pain. This is because our bodies are made as of similar material, and our soul related with unbreakable strands. Incomprehensible sadness that overwhelmed us at times means
you,
that somewhere
science
on the other
and
side of this
poetry
planet
are the
a
same.
child or a generous man have died. The entire universe is in a certain period sick of itself and of us. Disappearance of a star and the appearance of comets affect us more than we can imagine. Relationships among the creatures on Earth are even stronger, because all our feelings and thoughts, the flower will send even more beautiful or will fall into silence. These truths we
Imagination
must
is
learn
more
in
real
order to
to
be
you
healed.
than
Remedies
life
in our
itself.
hearts and evenly in the heart of the animals that we call the universe.